Yeah. Jeez. Be serious now.
Okay. Yeah.
Guys, welcome back to his will.
Our walk.
Oh, come and say you're not gonna say what you have to say.
Yeah.
Guys, from the title of the video, you know, it's about it's I get acting here.
That's a go down.
Yeah, it's
So, welcome back to our podcast. Yay! This is our second video. Are you guys
we're on a
excited?
roll. We're on a the lady them are committee now. Remember the last video the lady them I said, wow, it's a stuff and wow, it's a yeah.
But we're doing this.
Yeah, we're serious. We're trying to be serious, guys.
Yeah.
We're not really serious, you know, but we're trying to be serious about this. Overall, we're kind of two unserious people. Wonder if when God did that make way, you must say, no for them to yeah, I go funny. You think so?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're pretty
Yeah.
funny if you ask me.
Yes.
We are pretty funny if you ask me.
Yeah. Pretty and funny, don't you know?
Pretty. Period.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, today's episode by the title is God.
Grace and grief.
Yeah.
That grieved me. That grieved me.
That grieved me. You know, honestly, I was gonna like look up what the definition of each word was before we started. But I'm supposed to know what God is.
Means. Alpha and
I'm
Omega.
supposed to know what grace means.
Let's see what grace means.
But Cassie's gonna look that up while I look up a definition for like grief.
Okay.
You know?
So I looked up grace, and it is, well, a lot of things came up. The first one says simple elegance or refinement of movement. Then you have courteous goodwill, and to do honor or credit to by one's presence. I feel like the last one is more, me could have applied that to God.
Yeah.
All of them apply to him, but to do honor or credit by someone's presence,
Yeah.
that is him. His presence is grace.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And for grief, I have deep sorrow, especially that's caused by someone's death. But then there's another one that says the normal response to a major loss. And I think I'm going to work with that one because grief doesn't only come from death, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to work with that, the normal response to a major loss.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, now you guys know what these words mean.
Hey! Hello.
What these words mean.
Yeah.
And in this video, we're just gonna like, you know, discuss like
Our personal experiences with God, grace, and grief. Hello.
Yeah. And the three of them, you know?
Them have a way. God's still above, but how him mixing him grace in you dealing with grief.
Processing grief.
Yeah. Whether you want to realize it, acknowledge it, that's one of business, you know, but it is there.
Yeah, definitely.
There it is there. So I mean, you might use like different examples, but just for us to be like transparent, we both have suffered significant loss. And I think it's always so funny, like just because I'm a funny person, I'm just like, you last year that I lost my mom.
Yeah.
You know? And we're funny, so you know, like we're able to use humor as a, but I think sometimes we use humor as a way to like mask it, but then sometimes humor is also a way of like processing like some of this stuff. So brief history. So I'm using the experience of losing my mom in terms of talking about God, grace, and grief. And so I don't think I've ever talked about it publicly like that. On my Instagram, I've said like little stories and stuff. However,
I know the lady I goes cry at some point, so let me rest this right here.
The lady I go cry.
Just at some point.
The lady I go
she's
cry. Yeah, the lady I go cry.
But still, alright, but go on.
Yeah, the lady want ball already, you know.
I know.
The lady want cry already. Oh Lord. That's all. I tell you people that this is the second episode said alright.
Yeah, she said she never cried.
Kind of first one. I'm never cry.
Never crying.
But I don't know, so once the grief involved, you have to cry now. So a lot of people don't know, but I don't even think my friends knew how ill my mom was when we were in high school. I never really talked about it and stuff like that because I was 16 at the time and I don't think I had the right words or, concept of what was going on. I just knew it was really bad. So I watched my mom go from a very healthy woman who was, apt at taking care of me, doing things for me, providing for me, and in really like a split second that she was now in the hospital. She could not work she couldn't work consistently after that because of her illness. And again, I wasn't really telling anyone what was going on because a part of me was ashamed, really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a part of me was ashamed that, and who am I to be like ashamed for my mother? Because my mother wasn't ashamed.
Yeah.
Of the fact that she was ill, and that's we'll talk about shame in a different episode and stuff like that. But she was ill since I was like 15, 16. And then I finished high school and she was honest and said, Cass, like I can't take care of you here anymore. Like I can't support you, and you're smart, I'm sure you can manage. I think the best thing would be for you to go to America and try to create a life there. And I was not receptive to it at first, and that's how I ended up going to sixth form because she wanted me to go right after high school. And I was just like, no, I need time because I never tell my friends. So then I took that year kind of explaining to my friends, like how ill, and even then it wasn't like the full extent. It was just like, she's sick and she can't really pay for me to go to school and stuff like that. So she wanted me to go off and stuff. And she talked to me and tell me pray and keep God in the center of everything. Guys, my mom was a very faithful woman, so much so that when I was a teenager I found it very annoying. Yep.
Yeah.
The Jesus clapping my teeth.
That happens
right
when you're young,
right. And I moved here, and that was in and of itself different things that I had to go through, and so I didn't get to go back home as often. I went back once and it was kind of like a double whammy. I was trying to kill two birds with one stone. I went down to really see Buju Banton when he came out and my mom clapped my teeth. She was just like, I know you're coming because of the concert. You're never there really.
What year was that again?
2019. Yeah. But she's like, fireman will say like him, so come home, and went home, and she still wasn't doing well health wise. And then I think,
but she tried. She tried.
Yeah,
she should try to be present.
Yeah, of course. Like my mom still called me. She pray for me. If I go to my mother and say, "Mommy, the class here," hey, the lady call and pray,
Yeah.
She pray, and she would call her other friend, them were very prayerful, hoping to be like that for my own child,
But for sure.
She did everything that she could in her power, and the greatest thing that she tried to depart to me was, Cassian, no matter how smart, sometimes when I got bust up and she was pray, I look at the lady like, listen,
crazy. Listen. Like, as you grow in your faith, you understand how important the going out and coming in.
Listen, one say, let's say, from Thursday night, I pray about the drive for come today.
Really?
I say God go before me and clear up the way, and I make no accident in the way, and I make
no seriously, girl, man, what camera there got school?
Pray.
I mean, pray because anything, exactly. Understanding the going out and the coming in, it's so serious. So it's great that you had someone who,
And so she, after 2019 and stuff like that, she started to deteriorate. And then COVID happened. And so my mom had lupus, which people have different types of lupus, but the type of lupus that my mom had was the one that caused it to attack her body, specifically her kidneys. And so you need a kidney for filter out stuff and stuff. So her body wasn't able to like filter out the toxins and stuff. So it basically was keeping the toxins and then redirecting it in her body. And so that COVID stressed out her immune system, and she ended up passing away. When I realized that she was getting in like the end stage of it, the lady started bargaining with God. And I said, all right then. What? Lady said, all right then. I remember I was working at the post office and I was outside, and I had just come off the phone with talking to one of my friends, and I started crying. I said, God, I know say me asking you to keep her alive is out of selfishness. It's just because I don't want to deal with losing her. I don't want to experience them feeling the, mind you, I had already experienced loss before with my aunt, and you know what it was like. Yeah, it wasn't fun, and it took me a really long time to even come to acceptance that she was really gone. And you know, my aunt was somewhat like a second mom to me. So I said that I'm a second mother, and that rock me. Hey, me I said this I got hunger me, you know. I'm a know this I got hunger me. And for greater context, I was in my second to last semester of undergrad, which was such a big dream that that's why she sent me. She was like, you know, I want you to go to college, and you know, my mother never finished college, so it was very important for her. And I said to God, I said, God, I know that she's sick, but please just make she stay alive until she said my graduate, so I actually do it. Like me do what she did want me to do. So, but at the same time, I was take careful with the amount. Because even though like I was asking for that, I was able to understand things that my mom taught me, which is it's not what you want, you know, like God don't really care what you want, not in a bad way, but because you know say it will refine you more. So then I said to him, so well, but God, if you're really in so much pain, me don't want she in so much pain either. So if you have to take her, just take her. When I said that to him though, I said, the only thing that I'm gonna ask that you give me is her strength, because I thought my mom was a incredibly strong woman. Alright, I'm gonna ask God for that. God's alright, now yourself. Taking back my child. So she passed away, and I'm my only child, so I was responsible for planning everything. Mind you, I didn't really have clear instructions from my mom about what she wanted for herself after she passed away. We had that conversation once when I was 16, when she was like on the brink of death. And I guess because I was young at the time, she was just like, whatever it is that you want to do, you want to bury me, you want to cremate me, I don't really care. Whatever is the least expensive way, do that, because she knows that she alone, and she want to make sure it's enough money that if you take care of me essentially. So no matter waste out your money and them something there. And so planned her funeral. It was COVID. I still sometimes mourn the fact that I didn't get to give her a proper funeral. I did what I could do under the restrictions of like COVID and stuff like that, and sometimes mourn for her friends who didn't really get to physically be there to say their final goodbyes to her and whatever. So all of that I want, guys, to be honest, when I do all of them something like, even for recall it seems like such a blur. Like my cousin I tell me say, listen, every 2 seconds it look like you're about to drop down. Yeah, but I don't know how to console you. Like I just can't remember how I do everything. So when everything finally finished now and I come back, I'm kind of look on it and I say, you know, I think my mother would have been pleased with how I handled everything and everyone who was involved in the situation. And I said, God, thank you for your strength. Come on, no say I fear strength. No say I fear strength. Make me able to do all of them something there. And guys, one day, don't know what I was doing And God probably said, you know, I'm tired for hear you say, I am mother's strength. Listen to me. Don't get me grieved now, man. Don't get me grieved. I'm tired for hear it now. And he allowed me to realize that when I had asked for my mother's strength, inadvertently, I was asking for his strength. Because remember, you know, I tell you, so my mother is a faithful woman. Woman lean up on God every time, you know.
Yeah.
She not move, you know. If so God move, I say she move, you know. And so I never realized at the time when I was asking for that, I was asking for what I now realized to be my mother's like obedience to him.
Yeah.
When him say move, him say move. You know the funny thing? I was telling my auntie the other day about weeks leading up to her being in the hospital. Guys, you know, wash clothes outside and sometimes.
Yeah.
So me I wash clothes outside, you know. And so for some reason my mother come with some when I say granny night, I mean like really granny nighty. She took out some granny night and some new panty. When the lady soon done washing her, I said, like wash them here for me. So you know the lady vex cause the lady get up early in the morning for wash so she can done wash her hang out. So when the 12 o'clock sun come out, you know, the clothes can dry and she can inside. And she come and she said wash them, and I was so annoyed.
Yeah.
I was so annoyed. I'm just like, why are you even washing these things? And she said, the Holy Spirit tells me to wash them. And when you're done wash them, cause my sister and I know,
Yeah.
you are gonna pack the bag. Cause himself a pack a bag. I'm like, you're not even going anywhere. For real. You're not going.
As a teen.
Oh gosh. The Holy Spirit for back me. Listen.
As a teenager, you really don't want to hear nothing. Like,
Yeah, she's like,
as an adult, I don't want to hear nothing sometimes. So I get it. Like,
and she was like, wash them, put them in the bag. I'm gonna wash them, put them in the bag, and walk past the bag, go. I'm walk past the bag, go. I'm gonna say every time I see the bag, I'm grieving now. Come and say she now go nowhere. And the day when she had to go to the hospital, I came home from school and like she normally come on like 5 o'clock them time there. I say 5:30 come and I see her. I say 6:30 come and I see her. I said no, I forgot to start coming. Mother call my mother there.
Yeah.
And I call her and she said, "May I come home now? May I come home now?" I said, "But where are you? You know, I'm automatically turn the parent now. Hello, if we reach here from 5 o'clock and as soon 8 o'clock, I ain't reach home." Yeah. So when she come home, she was just like a bit frazzled. She was like, "Where's the bag? Like, did you pack the bag? Like, how I asked if I pack the bag?" I say yes. I bring the bag. She said, "I'm off to go to the hospital tonight." I said, "Why I have to go to the hospital tonight?" Because to me, she look fine, you know. She said, "I'm off to go to the hospital tonight because our family doctor at the time, I guess." I said, all this time, she go doctor. Me never know. Say she go doctor. She said, doctor said, "I'm off to go to the hospital tonight because if me get a cut right now, it no matter how small a cut, if me get a cut, you know, like when I get a cut and it dry up, clotting, it wouldn't clot." So throughout her illness, she had times where it was either she would not be clotting or she would clot too much, and they worried about like blood clots like going to her heart or her lungs. So she was on like blood thinners and stuff like that. So she have to go tonight, and she called my grandmother to say like, "You can come tonight. I mean, she can stay tonight by herself, but after that, either she'll come over you or you come over here." And when she go to hospital that day there, mother ended up in the hospital for almost 2 months.
Oh wow.
And I couldn't see her because I went to a shift school and the visiting hours were it's not either, because the shift is either my day at school from in the morning till when the visiting hours just start, but through, you know, I go shift school, some classes go over into the next shift. And if I on evening shift, same thing, school start. So only my grandmother could go and visit her.
Yeah.
But when my tell said the lady serious, although she's thinking, because I know say although my mother there hospital report there come, my mother buy enough credit and say, "Come, you see my granny, I come pick up my report." No, me never do nothing bad, you know.
Yeah.
But finally like a report there where my granny can just like come down with left.
Yeah.
The lady better crying and I said, put the phone on speaker now. Come on, talk to your teacher then. And when she did that, that's when my teachers found out that she was sick.
Yeah.
Cause them I say, "Miss Louis, are you not there?" Cause them something like, "Nah, miss, you know." The lady make sure check out for work, you know. So then she said, "In the hospital and stuff like that." And then I say, "Hospital?
Yeah.
Them I say she never tell we say. And them staff ask me like why you never tell we, because that would have mean or would I get like extensions or would I make you take your exam a different time. And because I felt so ashamed that she was sick or that I was navigating a difficult time in life, I said I'm not telling you because I don't want you to feel sorry for me. And like give me, and then if you feel sorry for me and start give me extra time, then other people are gonna start for wonder how wrong. Me just can't take the attention with that. So we now go do that. So that was high school. After that though, I started to receive grace probably in more implicit ways now that I look back at it, but I started to get grace in that way, and I guess at the time I just wasn't able to accept grace being just put forth towards me. So fast forward now back to college. My mom telling me say I'm last semester before I graduate. This is the semester that's gonna make or break my GPA. And now me in a one position where it's just like me can't like me a ball every minute, me can't focus, me not motivated for do nothing. My team is not even like me want the typical like depressed episode where you just want to lie on your bed and cry every day. It's like me just stuck. Me just stuck. And thankfully God sprinkling grace again in the form of my professors explicitly saying to me, listen, if you need to take a break, you take a break. If you need to give the assignment late, get late. That. And I'm not, listen clearly now, I'm not say me wanna get this grace if I wasn't everybody listen, I love school. I love school for all of my friends then, right? And I feel like it's because I had that commitment and dedication to school why when I was navigating such a difficult time, my professors were able to clearly recognize that something is wrong. We don't know what yet. Only one professor at the time knew exactly what was going on, but the rest were able to recognize that something is going on because this is not our typical student in Cassian. And then when the one professor we didn't know said to me, Cassian, you have to tell him. I can tell him for you, but it would mean way more if you tell him. And don't feel no way about it, because when you're used to performing at such a high standard without any real interruption, like everything else we could have drawn out, this I couldn't really drown out. And I was finally honest and said to them that this is what's going on, this is how I'm feeling, whatever. And listen, I got alone because all the lady finished with that 3.9. Clock that tea.
Clock that tea. Like, that's
I'm never get, me never, like at the time when I was receiving the grace, like me kind of accept it, but me also I internalized that and I said like, oh my gosh, like, I feel like I never feel like that was something that warranted like exceptions. But people feel like people out there go through like worse things, like and why would they give it to me? And that's the good news about God. It no matter who you be, always that God give you grace. And so as I said, when I came to the realization that my strength
was not your mom.
Was not my mom's, but that it was indeed God. Wherever my mother them, I think she's really proud to me realize, because all the time she always said to me, say, Cassie, like there is I have cards, but there is a letter that I have from my mom that I read every birthday because it was in one of my birthday cards since living here. And she says, in the card, in everything, remember God. Everything. And every year I read it. I think this year is gonna be a little bit different because it's just like me kind of stuff. I have that relationship with him for really understand what she mean. But she was very forward thinking, and my mom, after me reached like a certain age, like 16, 17, she never really pushed God for me no more. The lady I said I have my own salvation for her, but you have to go figure it out for yourself. In the most loving way ever, because I don't have time for you. I try to but tell you, like, you plant the seed and You know, sometimes
make God water.
Yeah, sometimes no, I kind of feel a little way. Come and say, oh my gosh, just like I'm tell you with your mother, like you get for the Bible study with your mother, I say like, would I be so excited for like do that with her because I know I said that would make her. Not just because it would make her happy, but it would just be such a good experience to have with your parent, because that's something that they really want. Me tell you say, my mother did, and me tell you say, any prayer she never prayed before she did, because she never think of it.
And that's good.
Yeah.
That's great though. Like, you know, as you say, that is what you were telling me the other day, that you're so glad that you had someone who loved you that way, you know. And also you were like, oh my God, like you're proud to say you were number 2 for your mom. Like, you know, like God was number one. Like no if, no buts, no maybes, and you're okay with being number 2, right? And that's basically like in the podcast we were listening to, like, are you okay with being number 2, like with a lot of things in life? Because hey, like some of the times that's what you're going to be, right? So like I'm glad that you got that. You know, like and it's still a cycle, guys. It's not like, oh, I did like realize that I know all of a sudden I miss my mother, I know this and that. But it's such a good feeling. I don't think I ever feel so good for being number 2. Never run race and come second. I start the track and field. I did give up.
One race, I come second. All the time I come first. I come second, I'm done like a gun.
That's us with a lot of things in life. Like you fail at the first try and you're like, oh well, that's not for me. You know, like, girl, be so for real. It doesn't work like that. And a lot of successful people would tell you, hey, I failed like multiple times before.
You fail one time and you give up, girl. And that's why, you know, I think in the other episode we were talking about, you pray and ask for certain things, but do you have the endurance? When you pray for certain things, ask for the endurance as well, because what? What?
We don't.
We
don't have that.
In some areas, me definitely have asked God for endurance. The only area where me think I have, and I don't think of me necessarily pray that. After a while, maybe start to ask for it a little bit more. I know my mom prayed heavily over my like journey so far in coming to America, because, you know, she herself was just like, I want you to go and get a better life, but at the same time I don't know how to support you in doing that, because I've never done it before myself. And so new parents, make sure you're cultivating a good community for your child, because that's another thing. My mom made sure I had a community, and I still have some of those people who are so supportive and love me like I'm their own, and take care of me and make sure that, you know, I'm doing okay in ways that my mom can't do it. Like, I remember when I grew up, my mother used to tell me, listen, she have a friend where, you know, we would have said for them come from downtown. She have a friend who live up in the hills, and she said, anywhere you go, you're supposed to can talk. Nobody go out and talk like, oh, I don't know. No, you're supposed to can. And that's like, she made sure that her community was made up of different people who could feed and water like different parts of my life. And again, it has been one of the most, besides from realizing and accepting like God, it has been one of the most invaluable things that she left for me. That legacy of like community, like true community. My auntie, the one that you might talk to the other day, listen, when my auntie call me sometimes, I tell me to do some things, really, my ball, I don't want to do it. And all me a ball and I say I don't want to do it, I still do it anyways. And it's kind of synonymous with the relationship that you have with God. Him not care. Him not say I go feel good every single time I do something. But all when you a ball, still go do it. Listen, Jesus, may I tell you guys, this is my favorite thing to tell people when I learn about when I get big. When I get big, I realize that Jesus ball. And say, make that cup you pass me, you know? And God not even on time. tell Jesus have to start say, well, alright, maybe that cup here now go pass. So go, it's not my will. Yeah, it's not my will.
3 times.
It's not my will, it's your will. So sometimes even when you don't want to do something and you know say good for you, you're just probably full of pride and this and that. Can you imagine if Jesus is full of pride and say?
Yeah, he was like,
not
I'm not telling y'all no lie. If it was me, y'all be over. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like, honestly, and it's truly like, why would I give up my life for sinful people?
Yeah.
Remember, Jesus' life was given because of our sins, not because, oh my God, some are good. He's like, no, sin. Them people are sinful. I'm a no say them sinful. Hello, what me done hide? God do that for them. I'm supposed to by me himself. Because who?
Yeah.
For y'all, nah. For me, no. You know, like.
Yeah.
But he did it.
But that's how I, you know, it. I'm gonna say it's ebb and flow about like how me balance like anger and, you know, sadness and questioning God. I went through a phase where I don't think, and if I did, I have repented for it, where I kind of asked him like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
I think we
like
did that.
Right before me graduate, right before she could have see, you know, what we talked about and what she prayed about and what I worked hard for. Like, why did I take her right before that? And you find meaning and value in different things because we could have stopped school.
Yeah.
A lot of people, guys, like, shout out to you guys for being honest to me, with me, but a lot of people, since, you know, like doing undergrad and doing grad school, a lot of people were just like, we really thought you were just gonna be like, you know, scrap this, you know, watching out there for seat and whatever. And so that also repeat, like, I too have like this deep desire for school. My mom was a huge motivator for me while I was in school. But then after she passed, God said, yeah, she's a motivator, but you also want this too. And me want this for you too. So, you know, whether or not she was here or not, this was always going to be a part of the plan. You were always going to finish. And I feel like that is where sometimes, you know, comfort comes in. And, you know, in a matter of the Beatitudes, you know, blessed are those who mourn, for, you know, you shall be comforted. So, excuse me.
It's a part of life.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, there is a time to be born and a time to die. Again, that was in our January challenge, right?
Yeah.
That was a part of it. It was Ecclesiastes 3, verse 1 as well.
Yeah.
So it was verse 2 actually, time to be born and a time to die.